Stars 2024 to me is like a rightsizing, right? It's righting the ship this one time. So we're taking the big hit. Gonna be tough on a lot of plans, especially if they're not really kind of looking at this at a relatively nuanced level. Um, but going through that process, you're either going to get the outliers tooked away or organically they're just going to go away. In any case, you're going to end up with a very solid, predictable, stable level of cut points. So the Tukey is just getting it where, in my opinion, it probably should be anyway.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I think that does also raise the competitiveness bar though, within the plans for measure performance, because once you do strip away particularly the lower outliers, suddenly you're now having to really contemplate your investment, because while the stars are more predictable and the cut points become more predictable, you also run into the problem of, well, they just got a lot more competitive too, because you no longer have these lower end outliers who are helping kind of build a little cushion on the downside.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, Rex. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say I agree with you because as a health plan, we look at the measures now. Like we used to think, oh, okay, this measure we might score lower. So we you tinker with it, what you can do, what you can't do. Now you can't hold back on any measure. You have to throw yourself in. You have to do the best you can because like Mick mentioned, it's either we're in the side of the Tukey or we're outside as an outlier and we're going to be cut out. So you need to put everything you can and everything you can do to make sure you don't be the one left out. So when the cut points are in, you are within the 2, 3, or 4 star range, depending on which measure we're talking to.
Well, and you bring up a good point, Mariam, because I think that a lot of plans are going to be looking at the 2 and 3 stars, but you're talking about making sure that you're looking across the spectrum. Because if you think about how the other stars' performance levers could be impacted, first blush, you probably don't think QI is touched at all, right? Because it's all kind of score driven, not rating driven. But when you think about the hold harmless provision, and if you're 4 stars, you you don't have to use QI, right? If it hurts your score. But as we saw, and we were looking at some of those sample plans yesterday, 4 and 5 star plans can drop a bit, and if you're on that bubble of 4 stars, all of a sudden QI is a lot more important to you, because if you drop and you're 3.74 instead of 3.89, now QI at those 10 weighted points are pretty significant.